that one on the way down. I saw there was some face, not much, but on the way down, just another nosedive was coming. Yeah. I'm like, so I just got back really hard on the tail.
At James Gardner PZ3RL said hi.
I got past the part where I thought I was going to nosedive.
At ChippyVR98 said hi.
Oh, good. Glad I got that one then. That'll make me feel good for the week. Good day, good evening. Hi, hello. We are live, as far as I can tell. Oh, yeah, I think so. I think we're live.
Pratchety just subscribed at
Let me see.
for 2 months.
Yeah. Ooh, there's so much going on right now.
Pratchety said hi.
Yeah, that's me. We are live. What's going on, everybody? Started.
Up said yo.
Yo, start 'em up. Yo,
At
everybody.
Huey1313 said waving hand emoji.
Hey, waving hand emoji. That was a weird. Oh, look at that.
Whoa, an HR early.
Yeah,
now
an
I
hour
gotta
early.
abandon my family.
Hold
At
on,
Baxter
there's
Huey
so much to get through today.
said hi.
I'm not entirely sure I'm going to mute Jenny, the chat lady there. If I should have gone live, this is going to be a weird show. I'll tell you that much. It's going to be a weird show. I'm not entirely sure if I should have gone early or if I should have tried to relax and calm down and get my breath first. I've had a weird day, a weird week. I had a bunch of weird conversations today, and I guess I'd call it news. Like, I don't know if I have news, but I have to make some changes around here, and I'm like really nervous to tell everybody about it. I'm going to get into it in just a minute, but I can tell you about that day of surfing that you just witnessed right there. It was really hard. It was a crazy day of surfing. Oh, but first...
Welcome to the Blind Surfer Show.
Hello. All right, official open, official intro. Everything is rolling. I'm live. Things are happening. And yeah, that week, that was Sunday. I was out surfing with Brooks. If you saw the beginning of the show, it's me and Brooks out there. And it was the first time that Banana has filmed me in a while. She doesn't come down to the beach in the winter. She gets cold. She actually has a medical condition, which she can talk about if she feels like. It's her business. But she has issues with circulation and gets really cold. So we don't drag her down to the beach in the winter and the cold weather months. But I've been having like a killer spring of surfing, and I've been doing really well. And I kept coming home and telling her, I'm like, oh my God, I've been killing it. I've been doing so good. I went out this Sunday and had like the roughest day of surfing. And she was there, of course, filming it. And I just nosedive after nosedive after nosedive. Part of me wants to explain to you that I brought the wrong board. It's the board's fault. It's never my fault. But that wave that I showed at the beginning of the show, I knew a nosedive was coming. And at the last second, I just like leaned back on the board and pulled the nose out. And I got to the bottom of the wave. And I'm like, yes. And Banana actually got a really good picture of it. Little did I know that she was taking pictures and not filming that day because the battery was low. But yeah, pictures don't do me a lot of good. I like video because I can like kind of remember the moment as I'm hearing the things. But she told me it was a good picture. So I'm vamping because I got a lot to talk about, and I'm kind of nervous to talk to you guys.
PZ3RL said you did a good job.
I did a good job. Thank you very much. That's the chat lady.
Nueva S8W said at Laura Brentone 7032, it helps block light from their eyes because their pupils take in a lot of light.
This is true. Someone's probably wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses.
At Brandon Villanueva S8W said also hi Pete.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for explaining that for me.
At Laura Brentone 7032 said thank you.
Chat lady that her name is Jenny. Jenny the chat lady. Sam the chicken is over here, and so if you've never watched before, I will pop on the chats every now and then with this controller right here. I have control over all the chats that are coming in through TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
Asks, how's your day at Blind Surfer?
My day is, it's been like I'm jittery. Another reason I'm jittery is because there's so many reasons I probably shouldn't have gone live early. It's gonna be like I keep saying, it's gonna be a weird show. I'm feeling like I'm coming down with something. And I was like, if I do the show too late, I might fall asleep. So what I did is I propped myself up with an energy drink and then didn't do a workout. So I took the energy drink and then I sat down right here. I've been going crazy with work. Oh, that's a nice start. What's going on, everybody?
At SarahCam7808 tipped $5 through Super Chat. We are your therapy, so spill it.
It's I'm vamping. I got to get into it. So, but Josh and Danny got married over the weekend, and I was the officiant. This isn't the news. but I officiated their wedding, and I feel like I'm run down today because I got myself all worked up about that. And I just want to do it right, because the last thing you want to do is screw up some woman's wedding. Like, Josh is my best friend, Danny's like my best female friend out here, and along with Nisha and I love the two of them, and I did not want to screw up their wedding. I've never officiated before. So I did the whole ceremony. I had them present their rings. I had them repeat after me. I introduced their vows. I told the whole story. And it was funny. A couple days later, Josh texts me. He's like, I have no idea what you said. Can you tell me what you said during the story? Because, he was the groom and he was up there and he was like, blacked out because of all the excitement and fear. So maybe we'll relive it together and go over the video at some point. So I made it through that, then I made it through Easter, and now today I'm feeling kind of run down. But so I'm jacked up on energy drink, and now I'm sitting in one spot, and I went through a bunch of, I'm like nervous to tell you guys. I'm nervous. So, all right, I'll get to it.
Joni BC said woohoo.
Woohoo. There's Joni.
Congratulations, Danny AMD Josh.
Yeah, congratulations. Look at them. They tied the knot.
HWM
married
said
couple.
ITS Pete.
It's kind of fun when like my two best friends just got married.
Said yeah.
See, I'm still vamping. I'm still dealing with other stuff as opposed to telling you guys the news.
At Terminape 1 said he LT. Hey Trent.
Hey
DA.
Trent. All right, so here it is. So I've been ever since I opened up the phone lines to the messages. So you dial 760-517-6844 in the off hours, then you can get through and leave a message. I noticed that there is a massive amount, and I'm talking, I got about 400 messages over the weekend, and I'd say that 250 of them, I'm serious, 250 of them were kids, like young kids, like little, and most of them were like trolling me or being goofs, or they had like nothing to add other than just like, I want a voicemail, and a lot of them are saying inappropriate stuff. I mean, most of them are saying inappropriate stuff. And then like another like 50 or 75 of them, people trying their best. They're like, what's it like to be blind? How do you surf blind? And these are not the questions, like, I'm assuming if you think about it, you probably understand that I've answered those questions before. And a handful of them were people that were saying they were longtime fans of the channel and they can never get through, which is definitely a thing because the phone lines will fill up here when we do this live show. And so it was their opportunity to leave messages. Now this is kind of on my mind going through the weekend, right? And then today I get a phone call from a partner manager for my channel here. And the algorithm has been tripped. The reason that I didn't just get tripped, the reason I didn't just get like marked was because I have such a big channel that I get a manual review. A person, as opposed to just a robot, will call me. Thank God, 2.5 million subscribers will buy you a little bit of leeway with the platform. What happened was, my channel was getting ready to be marked as made for kids, which is bad in a million different ways. Bad for the channel. It changes the entire algorithm. It's not where I want to be. This is not a channel. I mean, so here's the thing, Banana, I keep saying here's the thing. This is apparently I didn't know I had a nervous tick, but that's my nervous tick. Banana has always told me that she wanted this channel to be a friendly space for kids. Like she thought it would be a good idea if, we didn't swear a lot. We didn't go over the top with adult topics and stuff. She's a nanny by trade, and she thought it would be nice to have the channel be friendly. And I'm all for that. But lately, the live show, this show, has been getting absolutely dominated by young callers. And, there's just so much. YouTube is a major platform. Twitch is a major platform. We're also TikTok and Facebook. And they can't monitor everything all the time. They can't have people monitoring stuff. So algorithms monitor stuff. And what the algorithm was hearing during the show was young voice after young voice after young voice. And the algorithm started thinking that maybe this was a channel made for kids. And I love having the younger kids come on. Because the thing is, I keep thinking about myself in that time period. And like, I used to call radio stations when I was younger. And so I don't want to do this show and like make enemies. Like, I don't want to hang up on people right away. But I was not given a lecture, but I was given a lot of information about what I was doing. It was just information. I'm putting kids under the age of 18 on the air. I'm technically supposed to. There's just rules. When we go out and film, when Nisha and I are filming, or I'm with Josh, and we get a young kid filmed, you're supposed to ask the parental consent. Now, it's not the same exact thing when you're doing a show, but it was pointed out to me that I'm putting a lot of under 18 kids on the air. Long story short is, in order to get this thing to not be marked as made for kids, I need to keep a majority of the voices sounding a little more adult. And the channel kind of was getting hijacked by the young voices to the point that the algorithm, this is what I was told today, was starting to skew it towards younger people. And then we had, Sarah called last week and told a funny story about something that happened to her in the hospital. Now, I'm an adult, Banana's an adult, Brooks is an adult, Sarah's an adult, everybody's an adult. And most of the people that watch this channel between the ages of 18 and 35 are adults. But then Sarah's like, oh, I hope that wasn't too much of an adult topic. So it's in her head. It's in my head. It's in Banana's head. It's in all of our heads that the channel has skewed, thank you for the follow, extraordinarily young, which again isn't bad because I want kids to be able to watch this channel and get inspired and get some motivation and stuff. But judging from the voicemail especially, a lot of them are just kind of like calling to troll. It's gotten mildly out of hand. So I'm going to need to insist, at least for a little while going forward, and this is funny, this part you'll actually laugh about. I asked my representative, I'm like, what does it mean to have an adult voice on the channel? And my partner said, see, this is the part. See, in my head, I'm like, oh, I can't say this because there are kids watching, but I'm going to say it because he said it to me. He said, make sure that it sounds like their balls have dropped. I was like, okay, I get it. That's for the male callers, obviously. If you're a girl, we're not expecting you to call up. If you're a woman, we're not expecting you to call up and be like, hello, Pete, it's good to hear from you tonight. But I'm going to need to be like really strict on the phone calls. And I haven't put up the phone number yet. And I'm also, the phone line has been ringing since a half an hour before I went live. So I'm going to clean that because I just gave this whole story and I haven't even put the phone number up yet. But I'm going to need to be really strict about that going forward because I think that they'll manually be able to keep me out of just made for kids. But I don't want the algorithm feeding this to just children. It's not I'm not Miss Rach. I'm like the last thing. Maybe not the last thing, but like I'm definitely no Miss Rachel. So I feel like having the algorithm get all screwed up and thinking that this is a children's channel is just not where I want to be. So when we do the phone calls today,
Taduaoi just followed.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. We're going to try and keep them quick.
Taduaoi said, I love you, Pete.
I love you too. I love that you
Tragedy
followed
said LOL.
and dropped a comment. So everybody's
and Anthony J. Barrientos asks, love your shirt.
Oh,
what's your favorite AC/DC song?
I would say, what was the AC/DC song that was played in the Iron Man movie? Oh, Shoot to Thrill. How cool was that when he like comes into the scene? Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. Comes flying in. Shoot to Thrill. Banana got me this shirt. Banana gets me all my best shirts. So I believe I'm wearing. Yeah, I mean, obviously he just told me I'm wearing the AC/DC shirt today, and I did that because I have to really, really enforce the lightning round phone calls today. So yeah, when I get to the phone calls, we got to be quick. We got to get in. We got to get out. I mean, I went through. I like almost didn't get most of my work done today because I spent so much time with the social media partners that were helping me out. I mean, not to be mean here, because it's kind of cute when like the little kids call. It's kind of cute, and I think you all know what I'm talking about. Like when Danny has his younger brother Michael call. Like Banana likes it because, like I said, Banana's a nanny. She kind of likes that. It's fun. But they were showing me the analytics. They were telling me why my algorithm was no longer working for the channel because of what we've been presenting. Literally half the people drop off the live when they hear the little kid voice, and that's not great. That's not where I want to be. I want the show to grow. I want it to keep doing well. I want it to be welcoming for everybody. And judging from some of the emails that I got over the weekend, the voicemails that I got, I felt like a lot of the adults felt like they were getting pushed out and the show was getting taken over by the younger voices. Not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I'm not saying this isn't a safe place or a good place for kids, but I have to limit the young voices on the channel, at least for a little while until we get control of this thing and we understand that it is a channel for people whose balls have dropped. There, I said it. I'm not afraid to say it. So let's try the first call of the evening. Oh, one thing they actually told me, if he's watching LT. Every time he came in, he had a point and he got out. He was like the best caller in terms of retention time because he gets in, he gets out. So lightning round calls. When we take the calls, let's go quick. Let's all sound like this when we do the calls tonight. First call of the evening, 760-517-6844. Hey, who's this?
Hey, how's it going, Pete?
Good. Thank you for sounding like a grown-up. I like the timbre of your voice. Who is this?
Yeah, I got a bit of a deeper voice, luckily, so.
I dig it. And hey, if you're 11 and you happen to sound like us, I mean, if you can pull it off, I'm not going to card you.
Oh, no, I'm not that young.
All right, what's your name?
Braden.
Did you say Braden?
Yeah.
All right, what's going on tonight, man?
So I had a question for you.
Sure.
So did you start surfing before you went blind or after the fact?
I had like a tiny little bit of eyesight left when I started surfing like 8.5, 9 years ago. I was able to walk out into the ocean and kind of orient myself to the world. Like I could see the horizon and then I could paddle out and turn around and kind of see the shore, but I knew it was like the last throes of having any eyesight. And that was intentional. I thought it would be an easier sport for someone that was going blind, which is why I got involved with it. But the better I got and the more I did it, the more I realized that having good eyesight would have helped a lot. But I'd never held a surfboard. I'd never been surfing. I didn't know anything about surfing until, 8.5, 9 years ago.
Yeah, because I kind of had a two-parter for it.
Sure.
Because I was going to ask if it was easier to surf blind compared to seeing, because I know, like, when I go out, I'll kind of, like, see, like, oh, I'm leaning to the side a little bit too much or this or that, and I always end up bailing or losing my balance.
I'm gonna finish that one up. Thanks for the call, Braden. I appreciate it. That it was a good question. Good sounded voice. Dug all that. That was very cool. I don't think being blind makes anything easier. Like not by a long shot. I hear what he's saying, and I feel like sometimes people do have like too much input going on. With their eyesight, they're overthinking it. But I'm telling you, I mean, if I could just go out there and see a wave coming and knew when it was coming and was able to like set myself in the right spot for it, I mean, I'm telling you, everything would be like a million times easier. I'd be able to know where the people were. Whenever I get a long ride, like the goal isn't to get a long ride, but it's really fun when you get a long ride. But every time I get a long ride, I start panicking, because I know my coaches set me up in a spot where I'm not so, they're like straight ahead and just to the left and just to the right is safe. You're good there. But what if I get a wave and I start going like 100 or 200 yards off to the side? Did they clear that out for me? Did they know I was going to go that far? And is there not going to be someone right there? Having eyesight would alleviate a lot of the stress. It would give me so much more information. In fact, I'll show you a couple waves. We'll do a,
Now, it's time to catch a wave with Pete.
This was a day I was out with Brooks. No, I was out with, who was I with? I was with Nisha and I was with Josh, and there were three of us out there. And the first wave I'm going to show you, it's bananas. Like, she's supposed to film me because it's the Blind Surfer channel, but she also likes getting film of other people if they're doing well and stuff. And I think in the first wave, if memory serves, I believe that there was like at least a couple of us going for the same wave at the same time, and I was in the wrong spot at the wrong time, which I always am. Like the way I catch waves, people watch like, that's just weird. Like, what is that guy doing? But Banana actually stuck with me, even though it looked like I was not going to get the wave. Let's see if I can find it for you. Thanks, Banana. It was like wave after wave that day. I don't know what the day was, but maybe it was just like a crazy day. So yeah, there was a couple options there, and I was glad she actually stuck with me. I've got one more for you. I'll play. This one, Banana, like It's kind of funny actually. Like, there's a lot of sitting and surfing. You've never watched. It's not like wave after wave after wave. Like, there's a lot of people just like sitting around waiting for stuff. And so Banana's not filming nonstop. Like, she's keeping an eye on the waves, and when she sees one building and sees one coming, she'll like grab the camera and then try and focus it on me. There's a lot. The fact that she's such a good surf videographer is pretty incredible. So this one, she like last second realized that I was about to go for a wave. Well, good job, Banana. I mean, it wasn't the craziest way, but it was kind of a tricky day. It was kind of a weird day. There was a lot going on out there, a lot of just crashing waves. So to get up and survive them and make it through was a lot of fun. So, but yeah, and again, like if I had vision out there, if I could have seen what was going on, I think it would make it a million times easier. My life would be a lot easier if I could see. I'll tell you that. With that, there's no moment throughout any day when I say, oh boy, oh goody, am I glad I'm blind. People in the comments section are like, you're so lucky you can't see the world today. No, I'm not. No. Seeing is a superpower, and I wish I had it. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. Let's keep it going with the phones. Hey, who's this?
Hey, my name is Josh. How are you doing today, Pete?
Josh, great. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, so I had 3 quick questions in order to keep this thing moving along.
Appreciate that. Go ahead.
Yeah, the first one was, so Banana's a nanny, so why don't you call her Banani?
But a lot of one second, Josh, just got a super chat came in. I'm not going to lose
Lieutenant
you.
_ Iron Fox tipped $5 through super chat. We can't see the video.
Oh, you can't see? Oh no, LT said you guys couldn't see the video?
Of the surfing video, we could not see the surfing video.
Oh, well, maybe I can. I'll play that again after I get through here. So it's funny. Everybody was just sitting here watching me stare at the screen with no video.
Well, I guess that's just part of being blind is that type of late stage awkwardness, right?
Yeah, I didn't know. Actually, can I practice? Do you have the thing up in front of you right now, Josh? Can I use you as my tester?
Sure, if the delay's not too bad, yeah.
The delay might be a few. Maybe we'll watch this one together. If I press, let's see, there's so many buttons to press. I'm going to press that button, and then I'll press this. So
all right, they all want to go.
Maybe in a second, you'll be able to see this, Josh. This is
okay. No problem.
I stuck with you. Look at that loyalty.
It's Banana sticking with me because there are a couple people going
There
through the
we go.
wave.
Look at that wave building in the back too.
You see that one, Josh?
Yes.
Hey, I did it right this time.
Yes, it's actually my first full video of seeing you surf, and I see what you mean whenever you think that people look at you and go, "What the hell is that guy doing?"
Yeah, I'm in the wrong spot at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing. But I land. It's Nisha says it's fun to watch me surf. She's like everybody else kind of does the same thing to different levels of success. She's like it's fun to watch you because you just do weird stuff. Let me play that second one, and we'll definitely get to the questions. Thank you for being my guinea pig, Josh.
Yeah, no problem.
This one
You're
here.
mine too.
Nice.
There we go. That's the last second wave that
Sweet.
I got into.
The
The Banana almost wasn't filming, and there we go.
Yep.
All right. So
Nice.
so to answer your question, the little kids, they always call her by her real name, which is Maggie. But as soon as they come over here and they hear me calling her Banana all the time, a lot of them will end up calling her Banani, her Banana Nanny, or Banania, like some.
Yeah, nanny banana.
Nanny Banana, exactly.
Yeah, it's like it's so minion, It's like they're anyway. So my other question, my second question was, have you had any animal encounters after you lost your vision that kind of helped define what an animal was like? I've seen like whenever, blind people are shown animals by like being able to show, like being shown like a sedated tiger or something like that, and being able to, have you had any experiences like that?
I've got 2 whole videos that if you want to check them out or anyone wants to check them out later tonight, I went to the San Diego Safari Zoo and I got to feel everything there. I felt a couple boa constrictors. I felt a kangaroo. I felt what the heck was its name? It was like this weird giraffe thing that I'm blanking on the name of. It was like a giraffe cousin. And then I did the name will come to me as soon as we hang up. Then I did SeaWorld, where I got to feel all sorts of stuff. Sea lions, otters. I got to pet a dolphin, which didn't feel anything like I thought it was going to feel like. But both of those videos are long form videos, and they let me feel all sorts of stuff. The first thing that we did when we got to the zoo, I got nervous. We went to the safari park, and the first thing we did was we drove by a bunch of rhinoceroses. Rhinoceri?
Ooh.
And
right? Yeah, citizens.
Yeah, exactly.
Rhinoceroses.
And we drove by them, and the guide was like describing them to me. I'm like, well, this sucks. Like, this isn't going to be great for me. But that was just, we did that as we were going to meet a bunch of the animals. I got to pet an echidna. There was like a porcupine. There was just a bunch of snakes. It was really amazing. And, like when I had vision, I saw a fair amount of animals, but it's been so long since I was able to see stuff. Okapi, that's what it was. The giraffe relative was called an okapi. And I had no idea what that was, like no clue.
Yeah, I can relate.
So I was petting the thing, and it was just, I was like, oh my God, because I had no concept of what an okapi was, and being able to touch it and feel it. And same thing with the kangaroo. Like I abstractedly remembered what a kangaroo looked like from my memory, but they let me pet the dude. Like really, it was a girl. Her name was Ruby, and I really got to like put my hand on her head and feel her ears and feel her back. And she held my hand with her little paw with little claws in it. And it really helped like put an image in my head of what that animal was.
Yeah, that sounds like an experience I would like to have blindfolded.
Yeah,
I think even knowing what the animal was, or like, because you named off a couple that I don't know, and so it'd be interesting to, like for a life experience sometime to try to be exposed to an animal that I have no idea what it was, and to have it happen blindfolded, I think would be a very interesting, now that I think about it, that would be kind of a cool way to approach, learning more about animals that I don't know. Could be trying to find a way to learn about them as if I was visually impaired.
Yeah, I had the okapi thing. They let me feed it, and the thing ate lettuce. And so again, I didn't know what to expect. Like I had no clue. I wasn't sure if it was like a donkey, if it was going to take it out of my mouth with teeth, or I wasn't sure if it was like a dog that was going to like snatch it. I didn't know what it was, and it ended up being more giraffe-like, meaning it was really into its tongue. So I'm sitting there holding this stalk of lettuce, and all of a sudden this big long tongue, like I feel it like snake into my hand, and it had a lot of control over its tongue. It like wrapped up the lettuce and took it back. I was like, oh my God, that was so weird.
Oh, I bet that would be weird, not knowing what to expect, and all of a sudden there's
Yeah, totally. So yeah, after the show, don't ditch me during the show, but after the show, I think if you go to YouTube and you type in Blind Surfer, San Diego Safari, I forget exactly what I named it. I think the short was I went on a date with a kangaroo or something like that. But it was that one was super fun. And what was your third question?
My third question was, have you tried the puzzle yet?
Tried what?
Skills puzzle. The puzzle yet that I sent you.
Oh, the puzzle. Yes, I've been playing with it, and I need to. Banana and I have not had a chance to film together. We've been running crazy trying to get ready for Josh and Danny's wedding. So she and I some evening need to sit down in front of the counter and do something together with it. I love it. I love the idea, but I want the experience of me and a sighted person doing it together. So I'm really sorry. I know
No, your answer is actually perfect. I want you to take your time with it. I wanted to, because I was trying to tell you before, I wasn't looking for an unboxing or nothing like that. I'm just genuinely curious what you will think of the thing. And so you're actually approaching it in the perfect way. I couldn't ask for a better rollout.
Oh, thank you.
I'm excited that you like it. And I look forward to hearing about how it goes down whenever you get a chance to try it with Banana.
Appreciate that. Thanks a lot. And thanks for being the guinea pig on my my show in the video. I'm curious as to why technical stuff drives me crazy. If I could have just seen why the video wasn't playing, then I would know, but I don't get to see it, so I don't know, and it kind of drives me crazy. But LT, thank you for chiming in. I always feel bad. People like LT there spent $5 just to let me know that my system wasn't working. Like, That's mildly embarrassing. Someone having to drop $5 just to tell me something's wrong. But yeah, that is a way to get in touch with me. If you want to drop a super chat of $3 or more on YouTube, then it will read it out loud instantaneously without me doing anything, as you just saw what happened with LT's message there. If you're on Twitch, it's 200 bits or more. And then the chat. Did I break the chat, lady? I feel like I might have broken the chat, lady.
At Joni BC said nothing yet.
What's nothing? Uh-oh.
I was trying to make something, but I gave
up.
up.
She's trying to make food. When I hear nothing, I'm like, oh, great. So no one's getting any video or something like that. Like the whole thing's broken. That would be bad. What was I saying? Oh, I should put the phone number up on the screen if I'm going to go to the phone calls. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. Trying to keep the voices a little more grown up than they have been in the past, because I'm not Miss Rachel. This isn't the Barney channel. Not saying I want to turn the channel into anything X-rated or R-rated or anything like that. But I also like people that aren't just calling up just to like troll. I mean, it kind of got to me this weekend. The messages in the Check Beats voicemail was like 250 kids just being like, you're gay. I'm like, thanks, dude. 760-517-6844. Hey, who's this?
It's Trent.
Trent, your voice is deep enough, I think. And also, you and I haven't spoken in like forever. What's going on?
We haven't spoken since before I bought that terrible Monte Carlo that I wish I never bought.
Oh, hold on one second, Trent. I'm not going to get rid of you, but I want to hear what this is.
At Baduza tip $20 through Super Chat. This guy's an inspiration.
Thank you. Oh, wow. It just dropped $20 just to tell me an inspiration. That is very nice of you. I appreciate that very much. I'm assuming that you're, that was huge. Thank you so much for that. I'm assuming you spent more than $20 on your crappy car, Trent?
No, I spent $1,200 on it.
Oh man! But it's a clunker. Why is it a clunker?
No, I sold it. I sold it, or I bought it, put a trunk latch on it, put a tensioner pulley for the serpentine belt, and then I sold it. Then I bought a Ford Ranger.
Okay, so did you make a couple bucks on it at least?
I made $350.
All right, well, good for you. But you don't have a driver's license, do you?
I do not.
Okay, but you just love cars.
I do, because I like fixing them. Hey, you want to hear a 5-speed Ford Ranger?
Yeah, go for it. 5-speed.
Let me make sure it's in neutral real quick. It is. Clutch in.
Vroom. All right, look at that thing starting up all smooth and stuff. That was impressive. Giving it the revs.
It runs.
It runs.
Okay. It doesn't run great. It needs an exhaust manifold, an IAC valve, and a PCV valve.
Look at you knowing all this fancy stuff about cars. There's another guy. There's at least one other guy who called up who's a blind mechanic. So I mean, just because we can't drive him, I guess doesn't mean that we can't work on him and stuff. That's kind of cool.
Listen, let me tell you how great the deal is on this Ranger. So I paid $2,000 for it.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's not great is it's a single cab XL, which means it's a base model with roll-up windows and manual locks.
Roll-up windows.
And it doesn't have back seats.
Oh.
But usually a Ranger would be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $7,000. It goes all the way up to $7,000.
Yeah.
And usually they'd have between 150 and, sorry if I sound like I'm shivering, it's about 35 degrees outside.
Oh, nice.
Usually they have about between 150,000 and like 270. This one has 123,000 original miles.
Wow, this sounds like you got a pretty good deal on that thing. It's always good to hear from Trent. He was like one of the very first callers to the show. I feel like I got is that me? Oh, it's Trent. That's what I was hearing. Yeah, that was just me making sure I'm on air, I guess. What was I going to say? Oh, thank you for the super chat while Trent was on. Oh, and that's what I was going to say. Trent's channel. That's like what he does. He played that thing for us because his channel is Start 'em Up. I believe it's youtube.com/startem. That's EM up. I am going to do that's why I was grabbing my phone. I want to know what time it was. It is 6:32 p.m. 6:32. What time did I go on? Did anybody know what time I went on? Because I don't remember.
At Malboro Gaming Arena, tip 70 South African ran through Super Chat.
Whoa.
Hello, Pete. Hope you're doing amazing. Stay awesome, man. Sending much positive vibes and love all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. Heart emoji.
I appreciate that. That is, I don't know what the conversion rate on that is, but it sounded extraordinarily generous, and it's fun to know that people are watching all the way around the world. I will tell you that the guy that set up this whole, or got this whole thing organized for me, that camera over there, if that one is working, and then the camera directly in front of me with my little close-up there, and that one gets Sam in there, if these are working, hopefully they're all working, is a South African, and he works for Sony. His name is Eldeen. And him and his wife are from South Africa, so I have much love for South Africa because of them, because of Sony. You got this whole fancy setup that's apparently looking a lot better than it used to. I didn't know, for 3 years I was doing this channel, I didn't know that like the GoPro I was filming with was pulling red. And then when Eldeen gave me the Sony, the camera that I'm working on right now is the Sony ZV-E1, and I got a premium, like really, I wonder if you can, I don't know if you'd be able to see it in this view, but it's got like a really serious premium lens on it right there. And then all of a sudden I started filming with this stuff, and everybody's like, hey, you're not red. And then I guess the clarity, like everybody got to see everything so much better. People were actually able to see my eyeballs. So, I hate doing that. But you can see my eyeballs in this thing, and I guess if you look close, are they doing the shaky thing? They're probably doing that shaky thing because I've got a nystagmus. But yeah, big fan of the South Africans because I got a lot of help there. So there is the voicemail thing that I've been doing, where if you call the phone number 760-517-6844 in the off hours, you will get to leave a message. Now, this one was assembled before the new rule about young voices, which I'm really going to try and stick to, and I really hope it doesn't piss people off. The other thing is there's some people that might not be able to get through because we also instituted a spam call thing. Like if you call too much, the AI assistant is completely preventing them from calling. But I'm gonna get through this. We got a handful of phone calls. Hopefully the questions are good. I don't know if they're all good. But yeah, if you don't get through during the show and you have something you want to say, if you have something entertaining, you have something fun, you have a good question, you know, not like, hey, Pete, what's it like being blind? You can leave a message in the off hours, and they call it.
Now it's time to check Pete's voicemail on the Blind Surfer Show.
So let's see if did I even do that right? Oh yeah, I did. So these are the messages that we got. If you dial 760-517-6844 in the off hours, you'll get the voicemail message, and you can leave a message and say something like this.
Have you ever tried trying to go to the Mr. Beast thing where he healed 100 people? Or 100,000? I can't remember how it went, but have you ever tried to like contact Mr. Beast, see if he could help you with that?
Oh my God. See,
that's my question.
Those are all right, I'm going to stay cool. First of all, it sounded like he said the Mr. Beast thing where he killed a bunch of people. I think he said cured. I don't know why that one drives me so crazy. Mr. Beast did not cure blindness. I was filming with Eric, and Mr. Beast was there, and someone in his crew was like, hey, we're dropping a video soon where Mr. Beast cures blindness, and I thought it was a joke. I had 100% thought that they were kidding. I'm like, okay, because there's no cure for blindness, no matter how much money or views Mr. Beast wants to throw at it. But he launched this video, and the title of it originally was, I cured 1,000 blind people, or something like that. He changed it after he got a bunch of kickback from people like me and other people that were like, you didn't cure blindness, man. He paid for cataract surgery. And again, you can see my eyes. They should be pretty crystal clear outside of the fact that they're wiggling. I don't have cataracts. My blindness, as is the case with most blind people, is in the back of my eye. And what he did was generous. Don't get me wrong. You know, I think it costs about $5,000 per eye to get cataracts removed. And the funny thing is, not funny, I guess. Like if that were me, if there was a $10,000 surgery that could take me from not being able to see to being able to see, I would do that. I don't care if I lived in the crappiest trailer in the crappiest trailer park in the crappiest town in the crappiest state in America and I didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. I would find some way to get $10,000 together to get my eyesight back. To me, like getting my eyesight back would be such a monstrously amazing thing. When people send comments like that one, like, hey, have you reached out to Mr. Beast about getting your eyesight back? If there were a way for me to get my eyesight back, I wouldn't be waiting for Mr. Beast to cure me. And again, he didn't cure anybody. He paid for cataract surgery. And there is no surgery that is going to fix my eyesight. If there were, I'd be doing anything to get it.
Hi, Pete. This is Matea Brown from San Luis Obispo, California.
Hi, Matea.
AKA Slow. So my long-winded question might be a little outdated because a lot of places take cards or some sort of tap to pay, with our phones making cash almost obsolete. But in some of your old out in the wild videos, you have used cash. In the videos I've seen, the person accepting the cash was truthful. Was there any incidents in the past where you used cash and the person wasn't truthful?
I don't know.
And the second part of this question is that I work in the banking industry and order currency from all over the world.
Okay.
Hypothetically speaking, would you like to have a currency a lot like other countries that are vision impaired friendly by using different textures, colors, and sizes to tell the different bills? As always, I love and appreciate what you do.
Love you.
My confession voicemail coming soon.
Okay.
Talk to you later, Pete.
That's Matea. She sends a lot of the stuff. Her and Sarah both send a lot of stuff for the Blind Guy unboxing. I better answer them before I forget the questions. Thank you, Matea, for everything, by the way. If someone has been untruthful about the cash, I guess I wouldn't know. If I thought I was handing them a 10, I was handing them 100, and they gave me change for a 10, I guess I really wouldn't know. And as for America, the United States is like apparently one of the only countries where all the bills feel exactly the same. I guess in most other countries, they're bigger or smaller, and a lot of them even have like Braille dots on them and stuff. And I'm kind of different than other blind people, and I understand that blind advocacy is a thing. It's obviously a thing. Like, you're trying to advocate for your community to try and make the world more accessible, a little bit easier. But first and foremost, I understand that I live in a sighted world, and I don't expect the world to cater to me. Now, this might not be a very popular take, because I think a lot of people are like, you should absolutely expect things to be made easier for you. And that's a very 2026 way of thinking. Again, I was diagnosed in the 80s, grew up in the 80s and 90s, graduated college in 1999. And it was driven home to me at that point that the world wasn't made for me. That's fine. I get it. The world isn't made for blind people. So I can't walk around expecting bills to be larger and smaller depending on their denomination. I can't expect there to be audio description on every movie that I want to watch. And I don't expect it. Now, if I get those benefits, if the world is made easier for me, bonus. Cool. But I spend much more of my energy trying to make things work for me. If it's a problem, instead of saying, hurry up, government, and make bills larger or smaller, I'll use an app. I'll take the problem. My problem shouldn't be your problem, has been my motto. I will try and find an app that can read the bills for me, or I'll ask someone around me. I'll try and solve the problem myself before I start writing letters to the government to ask them to fix it for me.
Hey, I'm not a surfer, nor do I have any particular sort of disability.
Okay.
But your videos are still really motivational to me, and have helped me through a really bad time.
Good to hear.
So
good to hear they helped.
That's not important to the question. I just want to ask if there was anything that you liked more since being blind that you didn't like or didn't like as much when you could see.
I mean...
And that's pretty much it. Also, sorry for the last voicemail. I had an anxiety attack and couldn't say anything. So, yeah.
I wonder if the voicemail before this one was just a hang-up. Is there anything that I enjoy more now that I'm blind than when I had? I'm trying to think that through. No, I think everything is worse now that I'm blind. I mean, I'm just being honest here. It's like if you lost your sense of taste, like, what's better? Certainly not eating. And taste is the most important part of eating, taste and texture. What's the most important thing of experience in the world? Sight. It is. This is a visual world. We're built on visual matrices, and I don't have it. So is anything better now that I don't have that visual matrix input anymore? No.
How often do you accidentally poke yourself in the eye?
What? He actually asked me how often do I poke myself in the eye. Do I have to answer that? I posted a video the other day. It's like, blind is not dumb. And I don't think people get that. I feel like people think I'm an idiot sometimes. Like, I can't see. I'm not wildly like, poking myself in the face. I can basically tell you, like, my eyeball is right, or, my eyelid is right. Like, I can feel my eyelash. I can feel my nose, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I can feel my lips. I can tap my tooth. Like, my eyes right there. I'm not going to be like, because I've lost my ability to see. It doesn't mean what people think it means. Like, I'm not just wildly, like, ramming my fingers into my face when I go to, like, touch my eyebrow or something. I don't get what people are thinking.
Hi there, Pete. This is Nasco here. I just have a quick question for you.
Okay.
So I'm doing a podcast question, and I thought this might be a cool question for you to answer. When you hear the word independence, what does that mean? In a sense, in your own experience, what does independence mean to you, or just in general, what do you think independence means when you hear that word? Thank you so much. And again, this is Nasco from Michigan, and I hope to hear from you. Thank you.
Michigan, what's up? Independence to me means doing something completely by myself. There is a period each week when I am 100% independent. And it's, I do know that when I go surf, when I go paddle out, that I'm with a coach and they put me in the right place. I'm very particular about my coaches not giving me any input beyond make sure that I'm safe, because there are other blind surfers and other people that partake in the sport, and some of them go out there with crews, and other people clear out space, and a lot of them get pushed into the waves. To me, that's taking away what that person was just asking is the independence. What I want is I want to be put in a spot, and if they want to tell me that a wave is coming, that's helpful too, but that's it. I want to hear the wave. I want to feel the wave. I want to pop up at the right time on the wave, and I want to ride it by myself. It's another reason why when AI was starting to come out with optical recognition, character recognition, stuff like that, so I can hold my phone up to a computer screen or to a scene anywhere in the world, and it can help me find and locate and read things. And people are like, well, you can use Be My Eyes for that, and I can. But sometimes I don't want to bother a person. Sometimes I feel a little more independent using the AI image recognition to read my mail, as opposed to having Banana read it for me. So independence is just so effing rare when you're blind. Like, it really is. Like, I rarely get to be independent. I don't get to, like, go out and walk around and do stuff by myself. I generally need, when I'm outside of this studio and I'm outside of my booth, when I'm out in the real world, I generally need someone with me. So when I get total free independence, if I'm on a wave or if I'm in my booth doing voiceovers, I'm completely independent there. Audio production, those are the moments that I live for and that I'm proud of and I'm excited about. The free and total independent moments, which are, people say, what would you love most about getting your eyesight back? It would be getting my independence back.
Hey, Pete. My name's Lily. I'm from
Lily.
the family the other night that asked about Sam the chicken. My father's Robert.
Oh, I remember that.
He called, I think, last night. And I was just wanted to ask, what was one of your biggest challenges when writing your novels? That was all I had. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you for the question. Writing my novels, which are available on Audible and Amazon. There are 4 of them available right now. The hardest part, and I hated it. I hated this part. Every 1,000 or 1,500 words, I would do a spell check. So I just type, and I'm a very, very, very fast typist. I'm just stream of conscious typing my novels, blah, 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 and I make a lot of typing errors when I do it. And the spell check with Word is not very friendly for text to speech. So it would tell me, like, if I spelled the wrong, it would say te instead of the. But I also had to quit out of the spell check. Then I'd go to the sentence. I'd find the beginning of the sentence. I'd hit play. I'd remember what I was trying to write. Then then I'd be able to correct it. And it took, like, oh my God, I'd say like 25% of my writing the book was dealing with the spell checking. Otherwise, it wasn't that bad. I just typed the book, and then every chapter, I'd put the cursor at the top of the screen, which is the beginning of a new chapter, and I'd hit play, and I'd listen back to what I wrote. And if I felt like I didn't like what I wrote, I'd stop and insert or edit or something like that. But the spell check was monotonous.
My question was, when you text someone, if you use the voice type things, what happens if it autocorrects to something and you say something like extremely funny? Oh my God, this is the stupidest thing I've ever said.
Oh, he knew it.
Can I restart? I can't restart.
No, you can't restart.
Oh,
that's it. When you leave a message, you leave a message. 760-517-6844. I think if you call at this moment, the phone lines are full because I'm taking these. You will get in there and you can leave a message and you cannot restart. If you ask what happens if I am using text to speech or speech to text and it messes up, what happens? It messes up. That's the answer.
Hey, Pete, Mustang from Long Island.
What up, Mustang?
Love listening to your show, watching your videos. Two quick things. One, I know that you and Banana had gotten engaged, but have you gotten married yet? And if not, why?
We have.
You need her in your life.
I do.
Don't make the mistake that I made.
This is true.
And two, I got a Chuck Norris joke for you real quick.
Okay.
Chuck Norris once had a slap fight with God. When it was Chuck's turn, the big bang happened. Have a great day, buddy.
Thanks, Mustang. Appreciate that. I went to hold up my ring when he asked if I was married to Banana. The ring that I've been wearing, my wedding band ring, is like mildly large. It's a little big. So whenever I take a shower or when I surf, I take it off because it kind of tends to slide off. And I forgot to put it on before the show. I swear it's just because it was too big. But I do wear it most of the time, so I was trying to hold it up. And yeah, we lost Chuck Norris. But that's good to know that that's what the Big Bang was. There's all sorts of theories now saying a lot of people think we live inside a black hole. That's a whole different show.
Hi, Pete.
Hi.
Hi, Pete. My name is Afghan.
What?
I usually get bullied all the time.
Oh.
Get cold names. So I was wondering.
You said he gets bullied.
If you could tell me the hardest part of your life when you were a kid.
Okay. This is one of the young voices. And maybe
and give me advice about it.
He wants advice about being bullied. This is why the I was trying to get the more Adelpha, but it's like an important question. I don't even want to give the advice that I've got. Because what I did when I was getting bullied, like I don't want I'll just tell you what I did. Here, this isn't advice. I'll tell you what I did. And just take it for what it is. When I was in 6th grade and I had a close group of friends, everybody that I knew, they all knew that I was losing my eyesight. I got diagnosed in elementary school, and all those people knew. Then I got to 7th grade. This was junior high school when I was going. So a whole new group of kids. And junior high school kids are dicks. They were to me, at least. And in general, they're kind of, there's a lot of bullying that goes on. And there was one kid in particular in my homeroom that used to stand up and be like, how many fingers am I holding up? And I used to carry around like large print books because back then I could still kind of see books, and they'd knock those things out of my hand. And people were making fun of me kind of relentlessly at the beginning of junior high school. And again, this is what I did. I'm not recommending this is what you do. But my cousin Mike, who I've mentioned a handful of times on this channel, what he said to me one day when I told him I was getting bullied is, he said, next time someone bullies you, launch yourself at them and start beating on them. And they will think about bullying the blind kid. Like it's one thing if they just make fun of you and get away with it. But like if they know every time they say something, they're going to get in a scrappy fight, they might not do it. And I was little. I was like a little dude in 7th grade. So I wasn't winning any fights. In fact, I lost a couple of them pretty badly, like bad. But it did make the kids think twice about wanting to bully me. And so I got through that. I got over that, and actually became really, really, really good friends with one of the kids that used to bully me. I think, he grew up, he realized that was horrible. And then he was like really good to me afterwards. He almost spent like a lot of time like making up for it. And I became good friends with those kids. And then I ended up becoming class president, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And I got to be really good friends with a lot of people. Now, don't go to school and tell your teacher that the blind surfer told you to start fights. I'm not in the business of advising. I'm just telling you what I did.
At law_may_y_curry_cisa tip $3 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
Hey, Sneaky Pete, love the stinky mixed in collators.
The stinky mixed in collators? What is Sneaky Pete and Stinky Pete? I hope it was sneaky and stinky. I don't want to be stinky, but thank you. She always supports, sends in the super chats, and that's all it takes. You just drop in $3 and you can have that robot voice read your thing out loud. I appreciate that. And I was saying, I don't condone my own behavior. That was like 1989, 1990, somewhere around there. So yeah, you should talk to your parents about how to deal with it. Talk to your teachers, talk to the principal. Don't listen. Don't do what I did, kids. Last one, then we'll get back to some live calls.
Hey, Pete, I think you have a really good talent and an amazing voice.
Thanks.
But I think that car insurance commercial where you voiced Optimus Prime was not it. You got to be like, I'm Optimus Prime.
Oh.
And I will tow your car.
Oh. So that's how I should have done it. Thank you for your input. Thank you for your input. Thank you for telling me how I should do my job. The job, it was just a commercial. You know, Banana always wants me to point that out. It was just I didn't voice Optimus Prime in a movie or a cartoon. It was a commercial. But when you're playing Optimus Prime, the people from Hasbro and the Transformers do not take that lightly. They lease out that, and usually they prefer that Peter Cullen do the voicing, obviously. But he was unavailable for this project, and they did a worldwide search. I'm talking worldwide search. They actually found me through my London agency. I booked the job through my agent in London and auditioned a bunch of times. And when I did the session, there were continuity people from Hasbro. There was a woman on the line whose job was Optimus Prime continuity. So literally every time the Optimus Prime was used for anything in commercial purposes, it was her job to make sure that it fit with what Optimus Prime would do, would be sounding, and how he would act. And so I made it through a bazillion hoops to get that job, which is one of the reasons I'm so proud of it. I mean, I appreciate that you think your voice is better for Optimus Prime, but I went through a million hoops to get that job, and I'm super proud of it. And I felt like I did a pretty good job. If I have got
At Joni BC said the one-time bullying was bad for me. A girl slammed both fists into my head from behind.
Whoa. Back on the bullying stuff. That's not super cool. Getting punched in the back of the head. That's kind of brutal. I guess I should get to some of the live calls because we did thanks to everybody that called 760-517-6844 in the off hours and left those messages. I'll remind you how that works again in the future, but we'll get back to some live calls right now. Hey, who's this?
Oh, hey, good evening.
Hey, is this Sarah?
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to shut off the show. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I questioned if I should call in tonight because I don't want to be a phone hog, but I was like, let me just call in.
Always good. It's always good to hear your voice. I love the original big supporters. It's and you've told a couple of good stories the last couple of weeks. You're in the chat and you're modding the chat. How are the kids taking the news that YouTube is not thrilled with me putting them on without parental supervision?
Not as badly as I thought it would go.
Okay.
And we were there for them for emotional support. I may have gloated a little bit. I'm working on being more of a mature person, but I was very happy about the news, and I think it came through.
Okay. I mean, it's difficult. You know, I got really nervous. It was like 2 hours before I was supposed to go live. I was finishing up this conversation with the YouTube people, and all I could think of was, I love the kids, and the thing is, I don't want to come on and make 5 to 7 enemies every night, like little kids that are trying to get through, and then I got to blow them up. I'm here to make friends. I'm here to grow a community, and the whole idea of like blowing people up like stresses me to high hell. Like, I'm not trying to cause problems, but I also have to work within the confines of the platform as it is constructed. And if they're telling me if every voice I take is a little kid and they're going to change the way that my channel works, like I can't let that happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think it definitely creates a different atmosphere where more maybe intelligent conversations can be had, more mature conversations can be had. You know. Yeah,
I mean, Banana, she gets proud when she's here. She gets proud. She's like, I try and coax stuff out of the little kids. And that's great that she can talk to kids and get them to say stuff. But also, you know, everybody's busy. Like, this is a busy world. And the fact that people dedicate an hour and a half to this show, if Banana takes 2.5 minutes to get like, how did you go blind out of a little kid,
Yeah.
I mean, they were walking me through the analytics today because they have the ability to do that. They're like, that's when everybody bails. And I'm like, great.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
For most adults, when kids start talking, they kind of tune off. Like, I only have enough patience for the children in my personal life that I have to pay attention to. And any more than that, like, my bandwidth is exhausted.
Yeah, Banana as a nanny brings over the kids that she nannies for sometimes. And she's like, aren't they so cute? I'm like, yep, for like 3 minutes. Then I need
Pete, I was gonna, I don't want to hug up the lines. I was gonna either ask you a question or I can give you a quick entertaining story. I was just gonna leave the option up to you.
Dealer's choice. What do you feel? We did the story last week. Do you want to do the question this time? Is that selfish of me to ask her the question?
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's whatever you want to do. So my question for you is about like networking in relationships. If you haven't moved so far away from your hometown, having to reestablish a social network and a support network, and then also having to network in your professional field while being blind, can you talk about how you've overcome? Because in this day and age, it's very difficult for a lot of people to make friends and to connect.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how you've kind of overcome some of the challenges that come along with that, with your particular circumstances, and how you made the best of that?
Sure. I'm gonna let you go and I'll answer that one. Sarah, it's always great to hear from you. I hope you'll have an easier time getting through in the future. I want to hear your story either tomorrow or next week. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not here on Wednesdays, but thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. So networking and making friends. When you're not like a kid and when you're not a parent, when you move to another place, and Banana didn't realize this until we did it. We moved from Boston to San Diego, and we literally like couldn't make friends for like 3 years, maybe two and a half years. Because we didn't. It's not like our kids' parents became our friends, and she was working a little bit as a nanny, and she got to meet like 2 people at a time, and most of them were at work all the time, which is why she was nannying. And I completely work from home. I work from home in my studio, and like I don't get out. I remember one of the first guys I met was this random dude, Mitchell, that I kept like walking by when I was in the woods, and I would walk Superdog at the end of every day. And it was like I finally like ran into this guy a handful of times, and his family owned a restaurant, and he invited us to go eat there. And that was like 2 years in. And it's very difficult for me being blind. Like, even if we go to the same restaurant or the same place, it was kind of the same problem I had when I went to Boston University. I was in a small town. I went to a small school. My graduating class was 181 kids, and everybody knew everybody. Then I went to Boston University, which I need to take every opportunity to tell you how much I hated that school and how horrible it was. But I went there and I graduated, and you have the same class with the same people a bunch of times, but I couldn't visually recognize them. I couldn't see that the same people were in the same class. Like if I got sat next to one person and I talked to them, maybe I'd start to recognize their voice, but there was none of that like, hey, over there, hey, or hey, I've seen you, unless the same person sat next to me in the same exact class like 2-3 times in a row. I would have the same class with the same people, but I didn't know. And so getting to know people, like just that visual recognition, we're, like I've been saying, we're really visual creatures, and you just kind of like spot someone, you're like, hey, what's up? And I saw you in my last class. It took me forever to make friends at Boston University as well. I only ended up making like 2 good friends while I was there because it was so hard to continue to recognize and find people. And yeah, same thing when you move into a new area, and when you're an adult, it's difficult. Fortunately, I met Josh. He was my surf coach. Like I hired him. Like I paid him to go out there and coach me in surfing. And then he and I became really good friends. Brooks saw me on Instagram and decided he wanted to make a documentary on me. So he came and started like drone filming me for a while. And then we ended up becoming good friends. And Nisha, when Josh decided to go on an RV trip up and down the California or the West Coast, we found Nisha on Instagram. She replied to an ad that Josh put out, like coach for blind surfer wanted. And that's how we found her. So it was not really the traditional ways of how you'd find or make friends.
Everything Goose was not directed at y'all.
Yeah. That was that.
At Terminape one said, thanks, Sarah. Love you too.
That's Jenny, the text lady.
You're like a cousin to me.
They say we're all like a family. We're all a family, and I appreciate that. I wasn't trying to break that at all. That's
At
what I got.
Thievery Thinkus said yaya yaya.
Yeah. Did you know that yaya in Greek is grandmother? 760-517-6844 is the phone number. Trying to get some new voices tonight, or at least some adult voices. Them's the rules. I'm just playing. You play the game as the game gets played. But let's see who we got on the line right now. Hey, who's this?
It's Danny.
Danny, what's going on? Make your voice deeper.
Well,
Sound deeper.
get my voice just as deep as I can go without sounding super unnatural.
Okay.
This is good enough.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me something quick.
Okay, I guess all I was really calling in to say was I don't know if my voice will trigger the child thing, so I will not call in more than once a show for at least a while.
Okay.
And if you need me to, I won't call in at all for a while.
Well, I love hearing from you, Danny. Like, I feel like I've gotten to know your family, and Banana loves hearing from me and stuff, but let's keep Daisy and Michael out for a little bit. I want to make sure that I don't continue to trigger that thing. They were kind to offer up the human review this time, but I don't want to keep pushing it. But yeah, if you want to call in, you got a quick hitter and you want to drop something, you're part of the family. So I appreciate hearing from you.
Thanks, Pete. Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much. Last time Danny called, it was kind of funny. He was like in front of a Raising Cane's with his whole class. And afterwards, Banana Brooks and I went to go get food. I'm like, why isn't he in there like hanging out with all the kids in his class? Why is he sitting there talking to us on the show? But because he feels like he's part of the community, and he is. And I'm trying not to destroy that on anybody, but keep the calls moving, keep the conversation kind of grown up, and we'll hopefully keep growing and keep it going. 760-517-6844. Let's see who we got on right now. Who's this?
Hi, I'm Derek.
Derek, what's going on?
Nothing much. I'm doing my math homework right now.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. If you call up and you say nothing much, like if you got nothing going on and you sound like that was mean. I get it. I'm being mean. But I'm going to need to do that for a little while, like going forward. And I kind of wish I could blame the thing on Sam the chicken over there. Let's say Sam the chicken is controlling. But I'd like you to come in with some information, sound like you're prepared, and for God's sake, please don't make YouTube think that this channel is designed for children. I remember before my voice changed, I sounded like a little girl, and I just happened to have a high voice, and then one day I sounded like this. So let's keep some of those voices on there, at least some grown-up male and female voices. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to lose the whole channel. So 760-517-6844. Let's see who we got on right now. Who's this?
Hello. I know I do sound like a child, and I'm only a freshman in high school, but I want your opinion because I'm making a fan art.
Okay.
I'm trying to make like a surfboard with the sunglasses you actually have on now or had that earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're glasses or sunglasses, but I was gonna have a banana like draped over top of it for Banana. I feel bad. I forgot her real name.
Everybody calls her Banana. That's best. You just go with Banana.
And I was gonna have like a small background with a computer on like a small like stool for the tech guy who usually shows. What's his name?
Brooks.
Brooks?
Yeah.
Where's the pen? I need to write that down.
You can replay this.
Oh, I can.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I'm stealing your quote from earlier, but it's a little derogatory, but I know I'm like my quote unquote balls haven't hit the floor. But yeah, just wanted to drop and say hi, love what you stand for, and love how you bring like a good message to everyone, I guess, about being blind. Well, that sounds harsh, but
I appreciate it. I know where you're going, and if you're drawing fan art, I would very much appreciate that. I know Banana loves seeing the stuff. If you send it in, we can try and get it up on the channel. You can send images and emails to blindsurfershow@yahoo.com. No one is doing anything wrong, by the way. If we're moving through the calls quickly, no one's doing anything wrong. Don't feel bad. Don't be mad at me. We're just trying to move it along and get to as many calls as possible. I know that I can tell there's a clicking that goes on in my right ear. There's a lot of noises, a lot of audio feedback that I get telling me different things that are going on. Although in the beginning of the show, I didn't know that the audio or the video wasn't working. is 7:06 p.m. When did I start this thing? I feel like I started at like 5:30. But we'll try and get through at least a couple more of the calls. 760-517-6844 is the phone number tonight. We're keeping the calls moving along, and we'll see who we got on right now. Hey, who's this?
Hey, Pete. How you doing?
Good. I appreciate your efforts. Who's this?
It's the Everything Goose.
All right, Everything Goose. Give me something quick.
I'm sorry, this is the best I can do.
Okay.
I have a story today.
Okay. I can't do a whole story. I'm trying not to be mean. This is not what we're going to be doing on the show. Not for a little while. I appreciate you guys calling up and trying to, but I can't just fake. Like, I just got a phone. You don't understand. I just got a phone call from the people at the channel that I'm on telling me that the way I'm doing the show is going to screw up the channel. You can know this by watching. I reposted 2 of the videos where we were doing the voicemail, and there was a bunch of kid voices in there. Those videos have gotten like 500 views total. YouTube is having a fit with what I'm doing right now. Like 500 views is junk when you have 2.5 million subscribers. I need to turn this show into something a little more grown up, a little more adult. And here's, if you want to know the business reason, YouTube sells ad space. Their main target demographic, people that spend money on YouTube, are between the ages of 18 to 24, secondary 25 to 34. So 18 to 34 is where all the ad revenue goes. I don't want to bore you guys too much, but that's the people that they need their channels to attract. And that's why they see me with 2.5 million subscribers screwing up their target demographic. That's why they reach out to me and they're like, hey, we're giving you an opportunity to fix this. So I need this channel to be a little more grown up, a little more targeted. I want to hear from as many people as want to call, and I want to talk to them all, but I want to keep it moving. I want to keep some adult themes in here. I'm not talking XXX, but stories of 6th and 7th grade school trips and stuff might not be what they're looking for me to do on this channel. 760-517-6844. Hello, who's this? Hello. All right, and I'm going to blow up that person. And I'm just being mean tonight. I get it. I'm like super mean. I'm like Mean Pete. You guys got Mean Pete tonight. But it's hard, it's hard listening to like the phone. I felt like I was being chastised today. I spent 6 years building this channel, and this part I love. Like, this is what I'm doing now. I'm doing the lives. And you see most of my shorts are like taken from the lives. And like, I'm putting all my effort and energy into this because I do love the community. And them telling me that it's going to go away if I don't fix it, like, that was startling. That was scary. So I'm trying to do things a little bit differently. Let's see who we got in line right now. Who's this?
Hi, Pete. This is Henrik from Escondido. First, I hope you're having a good day and a really good show.
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm trying to keep it positive. I'm feeling bad about the new rules that I've instituted, but what is awesome is I feel like...
I understand. I've just watched it.
Yeah, and I feel like...
it while I was waiting for you.
Well, thank you. Well, it's nice to hear some new voices. Have we spoken before or no?
I left you the story about the blind guy who went into the department store.
Oh, I think that one's going to get played tomorrow. Don't spoil the joke. We're going to play that one with Brooks and Banana tomorrow.
Okay. I have been legally blind since 2012. I have a condition called hydrocephalus.
Okay.
It has been interesting. The strange thing is some people don't really know how to deal with me because I'm not completely blind. My vision is like a very old TV with heavy snow.
Yeah.
And so, like, for instance, I went out shortly after I became legally blind and got out of the hospital. I went for my birthday with my brother, and we went to an Italian restaurant. The server was a young lady, and she took my brother's order first, and his wife, and then she turns to me, looks me right in the face, and says, "And what will he have?"
Huh. Okay.
And my brother starts to stand up and leave.
Yeah.
And I said, "No, Pat, sit down. It's okay. She probably has not dealt with somebody who's disabled or legally blind before. She's relatively young." so I looked at her and I said, is that true? And she said, yes. And so I gave her the order, and she was really cool about it. But some people just don't understand. I also have a neighbor who, excuse me, who I read a lot through Audible, and
I do the same thing. I'm just trying to get, again, I'm not trying to be mean tonight, but I'm getting to the end of the show and I see that I've got a jacked up line of people that I'm going to get to real quick. Yeah, that's a huge thing. That was one of the reasons I started carrying this stick, because people didn't understand I was blind. Like, at least that thing identified that I was blind. And that happens to me and Nisha all the time when we're out just meeting strangers. They will ask her a question about me. They'd be like, well, how did he learn how to surf? Or, where is he going to go? I'm like, I'm right here. You can ask me that question. I try not to take offense. I think, Henrik, you did a really good job understanding that the girl was young. And it is literally, it's a result of people not having enough exposure to people with disabilities. So you can't get too mad about it, I guess. Thank you for the call. I very much appreciate it. 760-517-6844. Let's see who we got on right now. Who's this? Hello. All right. Speedy Mean Pete. Just, blowing people up left and right. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. We're going to try and get through a couple more calls. Now I'm doing it constantly. Banana is nannying tonight. And when she gets home, we're going to have an evening together after this long, crazy day I've had. But 760-517-6844 is the number. Who's this?
Hi, this is Lily. I have a question. So what inspired you to surf?
I've been losing, Lily, it's good to hear from you, by the way, and thank you for the question. I've been losing the ability to do so many things that I'd done when I had some vision. Like, I used to play Frisbee with my friends. I played pickup basketball. I used to go to the driving range, and everything was becoming like more and more difficult. And I really just wanted to find an activity that I thought would be possible for me to do, as I knew that going completely blind was right around the corner. I'd just kind of been left to lifting. I was just powerlifting a lot in my basement in Braintree, Massachusetts. And I thought surfing would be something that I could do as a blind person. And we moved out here, I bought a surfboard, and I proceeded to just get my ass kicked like week after week for like 3 months. But I felt like it was going to be possible. Like I knew I wouldn't be able to play pickup basketball with my friends more. That was impossible. But I felt like surfing was at least possible. So I stuck with it, went out there and practiced endlessly, teamed up with Josh, who was a big help, and kind of found my way into a sport that I could be physically active in, and I'm so glad I stuck with it and did it.
So you weren't scared at all?
No, I guess I wasn't. It's fun. Like, I didn't understand. I've had some pretty serious accidents and some real problems under there, and I've gone surfing on days that were bigger than I should have been out there. But in the beginning, I didn't know that. I didn't know what day. You don't know the stove's hot until you touch it, right? Like, I was just out there dumbly being like, I'm going to figure this out. And accidents started happening relatively early on. But every time something happened, I dismounted the board improperly a couple times, and the board shot back, because you're attached to it on a leash, and thonked me like in the jaw, in the tooth. It cut my temple wide open once. And every time, every time something like that happened, it was like, okay, don't do that again. I learned that issue. And the time I surfed near a jetty and crashed into the jetty, it was like, okay, don't surf near the jetty. And on a couple days when the waves were really big, it's interesting, on big wave days, like really big, it's very noisy out in the water. And when it's constant noise, I become more disoriented. Now, I'm not scared of surfing a big wave. I can drop in on a big wave. But the noise of the bigger waves, when there's a lot of them in a row, completely disorients me. And I find that to be very uncomfortable. So I will skip some of the bigger days because of that reason. So all these things I had to learn along the way.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for answering my question.
Sure. Thank you for the call. Good to hear from you. Going to try and take, I think, 7:16 p.m. 7:16. Let's do one more call. 760-517-6844 is the phone number. Is there anything else I'm supposed to do tonight? I feel like there was something else I was supposed to do tonight. Got all worked up about telling you guys about the new rules, and I had to be mean to people and hang up on people, especially the Everything Goose. Like, I love that kid. He's great, but that's literally one of the voices they want. I mean, not to be mean here, but that was specifically one of the voices they warned me about. 760-517-6844. Let's see who the last caller of the evening is. Who's this?
It is LT.
LT.
It is LT.
Very good. That's excellent right there. You know, your call, as they were giving me examples of what was triggering the algorithm in positive and negative ways, you were literally brought up as, because a couple times you come in, you're like, I know I don't have a lot of time, I'm going to get to my point. They're like, this guy gets it. so good job, LT. You got a thumbs up.
I got a short one for you today too. You need to get your butt pad ready because I just made a huge sale.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have to show Brooks and Banana the skateboard, because I think I'm going to send it to you.
Really? I spent this whole weekend skateboarding, which I hadn't done in a while. Banana invited a couple friends over that wanted to skate, and it's been a while, so I was getting my skateboard legs back. That would be super fun.
It's going to happen soon. I just got it. It takes a few weeks because it is manufactured just for that purpose.
Wow. Hey, my birthday's in June, so if you want to try and get it organized by June, that would be super cool.
I want to I'll send it to you, and I'll say don't open till June. All right.
Thanks, LT. You're the man. I appreciate it.
Bye.
All right, that's cool. So he's. I feel like we showed some of the artwork, but there was more artwork, and then it got lost in the email. But he designed some really cool stuff that Banana was impressed with and Brooks was impressed with. I got myself so worked up about this show today. It's hard, you know. I put a lot of time into this show and a lot of effort into making these shorts every day. We're doing 7 a week, and it's so important to me. The reason I get worked up about the kids is I just remember, you know, me in 1985. I'm 8 years old, and I'm diagnosed with this eyesight disease, which they misdiagnosed as macular degeneration. And there was no internet back then. I lived in a small town, and there was no one to talk to about what was going on with me. No, you know, I could talk to my parents, I could talk to my cousins. I'm an only child, but there was no one that really understood. There was no YouTube to hop onto and see 100 channels of people with eyesight problems overcoming stuff. And that's why, you know, I constantly think about kids on this channel that, you know, a lot of them aren't coming because they're blind or anything like that. There was just one kid that called and left a message, and he's just bullied at school. Like, why is he bullied? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but he's getting bullied. And sometimes you just need someone to talk to, or you just need to be heard. And I don't want that to go away. But I just need to kind of refocus and reclaim this channel as an adult channel. But I want it to be a place where kids can still come and get inspired. You know, the shorts are, I'm not confused into thinking that the live is the main draw on the channel. Like, I love it. It's what I love doing now. I love hearing your voices and talking to you guys. But the shorts are always going to be there. Telling stories, giving information, showing you my adventures out in the weekend with Brooks and Banana and Josh and Nisha. And hopefully Josh, now that he's married, got through the wedding, maybe he'll be down doing some more appearances on the channel. So hopefully this thing will be there, and hopefully it'll continue to grow. I mean, you've I don't know, you guys don't watch the channel the way I do, but it was growing and growing and growing and growing and growing to 2.5 million subscribers. And then I just needed to change it up. Then I started doing like lives all the time and live content, and the channel like literally like flattened out. But you know, I'm a person, and sometimes people get burned, and I either had to quit the channel or do something different. And I spent a lot of time setting up this whole thing and making sure that people can call in and people can leave messages, and we can connect, and I can hear the chat messages and stuff. Let's see, is anybody in the chat right now? I'm not really sure. But yeah, so this thing is important to me. You know, it's very important to me. Very important to me that I keep doing this, and I keep connecting with everybody and sharing, and hopefully spreading. I feel like everybody's getting good vibes and good things out of this channel. That means a lot to me. So give me a few minutes. Let's see if I can find the right button. A few minutes after the show ends, and if you want to leave messages, you can dial 760-517-6844. It'll go directly to voicemail. Like I said, 5 minutes after the show ends or so. And then Brooks and I will go through those. Maybe me, Brooks, and Banana tomorrow. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, me and Brooks and Banana. And I think my energy drink is about to wear off. I can't tell if I'm about to get sick or not. I think I just got myself stressed out about the day. I think I just got all stressed out. But until tomorrow, I love you guys. You're my favorite. All right, everybody. Have a good evening.